Starting position 1-1. Forward transquarter 2-3. Forward transquarter 3-1. Forward transquarter 4-3. Forward transquarter 1-1. Starting position 2-2. Forward transquarter 3-4. Forward transquarter 4-2. Forward transquarter 1-4. Forward transquarter 2-2. Starting position 3-3. Forward transquarter 4-1. Forward transquarter 1-3. Forward transquarter 2-1. Forward transquarter 3-3. Starting position 4-4. Forward transquarter 1-2. Forward transquarter 2-4. Forward transquarter 3-2. Forward transquarter 4-4. Starting position 1-1. Transquarter forward 3-2. Transquarter forward 1-3. Transquarter forward 3-4. Transquarter forward 1-1. And starting position 2-2. Transquarter forward 4-3. Transquarter forward 2-4. Transquarter forward 4-1. Transquarter forward 2-2. Starting position 3-3. Transquarter forward 1-4. Transquarter forward 3-1. Transquarter forward 3-2. Transquarter forward 3-3. Starting position 4-4. Transquarter forward 2-1. Transquarter forward 4-2. Transquarter forward 2-3. Transquarter forward 4-4. Starting position AA. Forward transporter BC. Forward transporter CA. Forward transporter DC. Forward transporter AA. And starting position BB. Forward transporter CD. Forward transporter DB. Forward transporter AD. Forward transporter BB. Starting position CC. Forward transporter DA. Forward transporter AC. Forward transporter BA. Forward transporter CC. Starting position DD. Forward transporter AB. Forward transporter BD. Forward transporter CB. Forward transporter DD. Starting position AA. Transporter forward CB. Transporter forward AC. Transporter forward CD. Transporter forward AA. Starting position BB. Transporter forward DC. Transporter forward BD. Transporter forward DA. Transporter forward BB. CC. Starting position CC. Transporter forward AD. Transporter forward CA. Transporter forward AB. Transporter forward CC. Starting position DD. Transporter forward BA. Transporter forward DB. Transporter forward BC. Transporter forward DD. Starting position 1A. Forward transporter 2C. Forward transporter 3A. Forward transporter 4C. Forward transporter 1A. Starting position 2B. Forward transporter 3D. Forward transporter 4B. Forward transporter 1D. Forward transporter 2B. Starting position 3C. Forward transporter 4A. Forward transporter 1C. Forward transporter 2A. Forward transporter 3C. Starting position 4D. Forward transporter 1B. Forward transporter 2D. Forward transporter 3B. Forward transporter 4D. Starting position A1. Transporter forward C2. Transporter forward A3. Transporter forward C4. Transporter forward A1. Starting position B1. Transporter forward. Transporter forward D3. Transporter forward B4. Transporter forward D1. Transporter forward B2. Starting position C3. Transporter forward A4. Transporter forward C1. Transporter forward A2. Transporter forward C3. Starting position D4. Transporter forward B1. transporter forward, D2, transporter forward, B3, transporter forward, D4. Starting position A1, forward transporter B3, forward transporter C1, forward transporter D3, forward transporter A1. Starting position B2, forward transporter C4, forward transporter D2, forward transporter A4, forward transporter B2. Starting position C3, forward transporter D1, forward transporter A3, forward transporter B4, B1, forward transporter C3. Starting position D4, forward transporter A2, forward transporter B4, forward transporter C2, forward transporter D4. Starting position 1A, transporter forward 3B, transporter forward 1C, transporter forward 3D, transporter forward 1A. Starting position 2B, transporter forward 4C, transporter forward 2D, transporter forward 4A, transporter forward 2B. Starting position 3C, transporter forward 1D, transporter forward 3A, transporter forward 1B, transporter forward 3C. Starting position 4D, transporter forward 2A, transporter forward 4B, transporter forward 2C, transporter forward 4D.